now you want to listen to gangster? I told you guys ever since the PlayStation 5 has dropped that Sony has been focusing on nothing but remasters and remakes. So while you were sitting there enjoying Demon Souls remake, I told you that this is all they doing, and Sony is doing this so they can maximize profit on games that they spend big budgets on. I mean, at this point, Sony, it's over. I told you guys, oh, well, Xbox got less hardware sales. It don't matter because when it comes down to software, Microsoft is out here providing their community with games. I mean, Sony has gotten to these levels that they're even making Nintendo look far better in comparison when it comes to recycling the same old games. This is embarrassing. Y'all probably thought, oh, they're gonna stop eventually. They're gonna come out with some new games for us. No, they're suckering you fools, man. As much as you people want to hold on tight to that PlayStation 5 controller you got in your hand, they're suckering you. They're suckering every single dollar out of your pockets. And guess what? Their console will cease to exist, just like I've told you before. But hey, nobody want to listen to GameStar, right? I remember telling y'all that they focus on cross-generation games, remasters. What's next? Last of Us remastered and rebuilt and replayed and recycled? Like, what are we doing, man? Jack Move Johnny was right when he said that you guys are a bunch of rereads. Okay? Get it together, man. It's about time you PlayStation fanboys start accepting your L's and telling people like, hey, man, Sony, you got to do better, bro. Like, I don't care. Stop using the hardware sales for Xbox as an excuse for Sony to keep doing this. Remember, oh, they need a little bit more motivation. Yeah, that's what it is. It's so funny that you PlayStation gamers think that you're the top priority on your platform when PC gamers are playing Helldivers 2, which happens to play better on PC, and the online is free while you're paying to play that game online. Oh, but us Sony fanboys, we're the top priority. They're not like Xbox putting their games day and date everywhere, right? Uh-huh. Exactly. Look how that aged so poorly.
Gamers, Dreamcast guy here, and today we're going to talk about a very strange PlayStation L, because...
How is it strange? Sony has been doing this for a while. I've stated this, man. Forbidden West, PS4, Miles Morales, Demon Souls remake. This is not new. These things have been going on for the past 4 years, man. Last of Us Part 2 remastered. And now all of a sudden you people are like, no, enough is enough, Sony. You must stop this. You know, you're buying recycled consoles, remastered consoles, remastered games upon remasters. Man, who you think they doing this for, man? For the PC gaming community to catch up. I told you guys are not the priority anymore, man. You guys still fail to tell me as to why somebody would want to own a PlayStation 5 after this. I'm sorry, man. I don't care if my games go to PC. I don't even care if some of them even go to Sony. But at least Microsoft is providing new games for their audience.
It's like Sony.
Like, I understand that Nintendo focuses on AA games and they're walking out with AAA money, but you're trying to tell me that Sony has gotten so worse that they might even be worse than Nintendo? You're trying to tell me, and I know why Sony's doing this, because they can't afford to take losses on bigger budget games. Y'all like, well, Horizon's a big budget game. It came with $200 million budget on PS4. The game is already made. All they got to do is go back, look at it, improve the textures, maybe help with the performance, and that's it. That's really costing Sony to do nothing because they've already spent the money on the game when it came out on PS4, which happened to be a success. Now Sony's like, okay, let's take this game and get the same success on the PlayStation 5. Even though your console's already backwards compatibility, and they could have already and then they're charging full price for it. Like, they don't even give you the incentive like Xbox to essentially upgrade the games for free. Another great quality about Xbox that a lot of you ponies don't like to talk about. Oh, we don't need remasters. Microsoft just updates our games entirely for free. I'm done, man. Take your PlayStation 5s and trade them, man. If this isn't enough proof for you guys to understand that Sony is going under, then I don't know what to tell you, man. Because Microsoft ain't doing this. Nintendo ain't doing this. Sony's the only company out here taking their old IPs and remastering them. You guys, they see you crying for Resistance and Killzone, you know, these games that wouldn't work. But honestly, I would prefer for them to take chances on that than what I'm seeing here. Like, how modernized do you guys want a game? Oh, we need it extra modern, you know? Like, this is ridiculous. No wonder games have gotten so easy. I mean, you got companies modernizing modern games. What?
Remake and remaster games again and again and again. And it feels like
Oh,
even
it
the
hurts.
most diehard Sony defenders, people that
Oh,
typically
don't worry. Porter Rock will be defending this.
love everything that PlayStation does, point. But let's discuss.
The point is that Sony is leaving the console market, and this is their last farewell. They're taking advantage of all these new age PlayStation fans and say, you know, screw it. They have lost all motivation as a company, man. Say what you want about Xbox and people not picking up their platform, but there's one thing that people do enjoy, and that's Game Pass Ultimate, and that is through games. Y'all talking about hardware, y'all talking about, you know, like remasters. Okay, go ahead. You're going to brag about how this game is 4K 60 on your PlayStation 5, a PS4 game. Is this what you people are going to do? Is this essentially what you people are going to do? I don't think they can even hold on to that point anymore. You guys are playing last generation games on a next generation console. The PS5 is the biggest disappointment and embarrassment that I've ever seen, that I've ever witnessed in this gaming community. At least when the Sega Dreamcast is out, they went out with a bang. You know, they didn't just sit there and say, oh, we're going to just re-release Sonic 3D Blast and put it with an extra soundtrack. No, they went out with a bang with Sonic Adventure and all those other great games that they've had. But this, come on, Sony, this is despicable.
Hope you're having a great day. And even West, but I say this as a diehard fan of Horizon, what the hell are we doing here?
Ha ha.
Like, actually consider that.
Oh, no. We good. Congratulations. I try to tell you. There you go. We want this, right? Remember, I'm an Xbox. I'm a PlayStation pony hater. I love seeing this because I tried to warn you guys. I try to have you guys nip this in the bud, but no, y'all wanted to come at me, attack me. And like I said, GameStop have always been providing the real truth in awareness. And I've seen other people mention to me like, hey, man, a lot of content creators, they're biting your style, GameStop. They are biting your style, and they're actually listening to you. They're actually hearing where you're coming from. I mean, I even think Jack Move. I mean, come on, Jack Move, Johnny talking about gaming crashes. Who be talking about this type of stuff? I do. Y'all know that I be publicizing and letting everyone know that gaming is over. Gaming will never go back to what it used to. I mean, yeah, there's a few heads, but I've been doing this for a while, bro. Anybody that knows me knows I've been an OG in this community, and I've stated everything, and everything is happening. I've had conversations with people I used to argue with in party chats, and they even sending me messages like, man, Game, you was right about that, man. You know, 3 years later. But it's okay. I'll take my flowers any way I can.
I spent $500 on my PlayStation.
Well, spend another $700 on that Pro. There you go.
5. The PlayStation 5 looks good, but let's also consider this. There is already a PlayStation 5 version. If you put this actual disc in a PS5, it automatically becomes 4K 60 FPS.
Rob.
What are we doing here?
Rob.
Like, has Sony completely lost all creativity?
Well, you should have thought. Well, you should have thought of that when Last of Us Remastered came out, but y'all chose to upgrade, right? Remember that? Remember, you was one of the first defenders of that. And how about The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered? Oh, yeah, it's really rebuilt, you know? They rebuilding it from the ground up, man. I mean, come on, man. Next thing is Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered and rebuilt for the for the PlayStation 6. Like, I don't know what to tell y'all, man. I'm sorry. I try to warn you guys, but hey, you know, this is why a lot of fans like myself just stop caring about PlayStation.
Literally, this game came out 10 years ago. It still looks good. It still plays good. They recently...
And their sequel also came out on a system that was over, how about 11 years ago? So now you're starting to notice something?
Ported Horizon Zero Dawn to PC, and it looks fantastic.
This right here is going to make people get rid of their PS5s, man. Sony got to get it together, bro. Like, I get it. Y'all the, hardware leader when it comes to next generation consoles, but this right here is very concerning. Like, I know, oh, y'all making a bigger deal than what it is. No. This is real bad, bro. This shows you that Sony got no motivation to bring out any games. And if you notice, this all had to do with a lot of the games that they had that failed this year. Rise of Ronin, Astrobot is not doing that well, even though y'all want to keep talking about Metacritic. It's not doing that well. But I think hopefully it will sell well enough because it wasn't a big budget game. Helldivers 2 lost 90% of its population. Foam Stars, enough said. Final Fantasy, Forspoken. These games all failed. Okay, these are games that Sony put big budgets on, and they all failed. You can sit there and say, well, they can't expect me to buy a game I don't want, which is true, but then you can't expect them to not remaster games when they just want to say, let's go back to old reliable.
And that's the exact same game. What could you possibly be remastering? I mean, you can't make it more 4K.
They're remastering y'all wallets. They want to see that same money come back right back into their accounts.
You can't make it 8K. Literally, I like this meme where someone said, "What's next? Spider-Man 2 remastered."
Now, well, that's not too hard to believe because they remastered Spider-Man. What was it? They did. So that's what I'm trying to tell you, though, man. They've already been doing this. They did Marvel Spider-Man with a PS5 version remastered. So we cannot, I'm not saying me specifically, but these fanboys can't get upset because these are the things that y'all was running with. Oh, God of War Ragnarok 4K 60. Everybody don't got no game like that. When we try to explain to you that it's a PS4 game, low-end build, these games that are 4K 60 are PS3 games, remake Demon Souls. These are not demanding games. Do you get what I'm saying? And y'all ran with these narratives. And now you're starting to realize, like, oh my God, like Sony realized that, hey, y'all want 4K 60 that much that, they can guarantee that this game will be 4K 60 because it's last generation. They can guarantee that, You know what I'm saying? But like I said, they thought that you love 4K 60 so much that at this point they said, okay, the only way we can achieve this is by doing last generation and cross-generation games. So let's continue to do that. That is something you ponies have created. Sorry. Like I said, I'll stick to my 30 FPS games that are new on Xbox.
Everybody is like, this is insane because we're probably going to get a Horizon Forbidden West PlayStation 5 Pro version. Forbidden West. Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered or Remake or whatever they want to call it. This feels like a waste of time and money. I'm glad.
No, it's not. Because Sony's not wasting money to bring this game, and Sony's not wasting resources because the game was already been made. Persona, what's this dude's name? Persona speaks. See, this is what you people don't understand. Remastering games is very profitable, especially if they can get this game to hopefully sell the way it did on PS4. That is the idea. That's why Nintendo does it all the time with remastering Mario Bros. Because they get that the game is already made, touch up the textures and stuff like that, and there you go. Ship the game out, put a full price tag, and hopefully people go out there and buy it. Remasters make a lot of money. And this is why I try to tell you guys that this is very problematic, that we see a lot of companies doing it because it's easy cash flow. You know what I'm saying? Horizon Zero Dawn is a big budget game on PS4. It is, but it was a big budget they have already spent. They already have the resources for this game. All they got to do is touch it. I don't know what they're going to do with it, honestly, considering that the PS4 version is already 4K 60 anyway. But they're going to try to do something to essentially justify as to why this exists. And this is my problem. Add the DLCs. That's why I said the complete edition. I mean, come on. I thought they did that for PS4 anyway.
People are saying that.
And the funny thing is y'all say that, but remember, Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut. Let's name the remasters and remakes. Demon Souls remake. There's a Bloodborne remake coming out. Oh, yeah, there is. Y'all demanded that. Marvel Spider-Man remaster. Last of Us Part 1 rebuilt. That's 4. Last of Us Part 2 remastered. Death Stranding Director's Cut. Now you starting to notice something? All Sony IPs that are old. Okay? Even Sony sequels were old games. Gran Turismo 7, Forbidden West, and God of War Ragnarok. I told y'all this, man. I told y'all. I would have preferred if Sony was like, oh, we're bringing out new games at 30 FPS than what this is. This is despicable.
Look, there is a lot of trouble in the industry right now.
No, there's a lot of trouble with you ponies because you ponies have created this problem. Take accountability. Oh, but it's my fault. Go ahead, guys. Say it. Go ahead. Say it at the top of your lungs. It's Airbog's fault. Go ahead. Blame Phil Spencer. Go ahead. Do what y'all do best instead of taking accountability.
With layoffs, it just feels like to even get a project.
Now I see why Jack Move Johnny went on all you ponies, because look at the way y'all acting.
Greenlit is incredibly difficult. Getting it out the finish line is hard. Making a sequel is incredibly hard. Like, at this point, actually making stuff is more expensive, more difficult, more arduous than it's ever been.
Oh,
Why
wow, who said this all before you? Gamester with another W.
are we even dedicating so much time and effort and passion and dollars to all these remakes, all these remasters, and not stuff that people are actually wanting? I mean, because I don't think this is even a good idea to Horizon fans. Who is this actually for? What is the purpose of this? Like,
To see how far you guys listen. They want to see how loyal you guys are. They see that y'all pre-ordered the Pro, so they want to see how loyal you guys are to Sony.
obviously, I'm posting this before we have screenshots or actual analysis or
Bunch of suckers.
a remake trailer, but I'm annoyed, and I have spoken up about this annoyance
No, you
of the
haven't.
recent.
No, you haven't, because you was justifying that Last of Us remake, bruh. Maybe as of recently, like I said, I respect that you've been calling Sony out on their nonsense as of recently, but we all know you was defending a lot of these actions, brother.
PlayStation remasters.
And you know what's so funny? All y'all thought I was crazy. Oh, why is Gamester holding the line? King David, why he holding the line? Look, this is why we hold the line. Because you ponies didn't hold the line for yourself. This is why gaming is the way it is. Y'all want to blame Microsoft for why Sony can't get motivated, but y'all don't want to blame Sony themselves.
The remake of The Last of Us Part
And
1.
the fact is, and the funny thing is, does Microsoft not get motivated knowing that they're making games on a dying platform with only 30 million consoles out there? No, they still continue to bring out games. So what is the excuse for Sony?
The
Right.
remaster of The Last of Us Part 2. These are projects that are not different. They're not new. And maybe I'm being hyperbolic here, but I feel
I
like
love it.
it is end up going to be a very bad thing for PlayStation for
I
the
love it.
rest of this generation,
Love it.
because there are some
Yep,
talk
they already sealed the deal.
from PlayStation themselves that the PlayStation 5 is going to be around until at least 2028. How few
Joke.
games have we had in the first 4 years?
That are actually new.
How many remakes have we had? How many remasters have we had? How many games do you actually get for your PlayStation 5 made by Sony that you want to talk about to your coworkers? Do you want to shout from the rooftops? I've enjoyed a
Did he
lot
say Coke workers?
of the stuff that's been coming to PlayStation 5, but it's not a lot. I love Spider-Man 2. I love Astrobot, but
Yeah, we see the cat is out of the bag, man, and this is all I wanted to hear, man. I won. I told y'all there's always bet on Gamester, man. The truth and awareness in this community. Yep.
I feel like PlayStation's obsession with trying to get every ounce of PlayStation power out of every single release, I think this is going to backfire. How much money are they spending on this? Because if they're
Not
even
much.
spending $50 million, $100 million, $10 million, whatever they're spending on this remaster, it just feels, in my opinion, like a very, very, very big mistake, unless they're putting out for free, or if this is some
No,
sort
it's not. It's not a mistake, because this is how they're getting their money. And I told you that Sony is showing more respect for the PC. They are. That's why you pay for Helldivers 2 multiplayer and they're playing it entirely free. But you guys say Sony care about it. Sony don't care about y'all. That reality's already over. Okay, consoles is dead. I try to warn you. I try to get all you guys on board with this. Like I said, people's like, well, with GameStop, consoles, why do you? Because I already know. But you can't get mad at me. I already know the truth. I already know the reality. I'm playing on this for as long. I've already purchased them. I might as well enjoy the little bit of elements that I still have with this. But Xbox, I can do that. Sony, I can't. I can't do that with Sony. Because when I look at, PS4 game, PS3 game that I played back in the day. No, but at least with Xbox, if Xbox is dying, at least it's dying in the way that the Dreamcast did. Great games that people are looking forward to, and games that people actually want to play. Okay, this type of death is the worst one possible, because you're not just watching a death before your very own eyes, but you're also being bored at the same time.
like you already have Horizon, this will upgrade for $10. This just seems like Sony not only being creatively bankrupt, I don't think they understand what made
Now y'all want to admit it. Let's go.
their games so good in the first place.
He's
Sony
hurt.
is doing what PlayStation does best.
He's
And
hurt.
a lot of times, I'm excited to say, yes, I have a PlayStation.
Well,
But these have just been some off the cuff thoughts.
told you guys, man. And you know, I'm going to have a bunch of content, man. You already know, guys. I'm going to have a lot of content, man. And I told you guys before, I've always been out there for the real gaming community, the people that wanted to have open ears while listening to me. Like I said, man, you know, this is not no surprise. You know, and Bloodborne's also getting a remaster, so I guess you can look forward to that too. You know what I mean? Greatness awaits all over again. The same exact generation. Y'all never left the PS4 generation, and that's a dang disgrace. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you share.